Hey everybody, Movie Fan Z here. So on Sunday, I finally saw How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. I own the first two movies, and I really enjoyed them. So I was really looking forward to this movie. Basically, the plot is that Hiccup and his dragon Toothless and the city of Berg are threatened by a villain who wants to get rid of all dragons. So they set out on what his father told him was a hidden world full of all the rest of the dragons, and that's kind of the story. Now, I'll say this right off the bat. I think this movie included, I feel like this is one of the best animated franchises of all time. One of the best. And, in my opinion, probably one of the best regular franchises of all time. But, ultimately, this I feel like is the weakest of the three, in my opinion. But let's start with the pros. I thought, again, the main two characters were really good. You got to know a little bit more about Hiccup and about Toothless. There was some good action in this movie. And I think that's mainly the big pros. Now with the cons, the story was just okay in my opinion. Oh, I did forget to mention, as with all of these movies, the scenery was very good. But the story, and the person I went with, my brother, kind of said this perfectly. You're sometimes waiting for a climax or a big thing to happen, and it just never really gets there. It's always just at not monotone, but there's no high point of this movie. I thought the villain was weak and not as good as the other villains in the past. I thought the Light Fury, which you see in the trailers, was a good addition, but didn't do enough in the story to... I wanted it to do more in the story. And I just felt like in this one, the supporting characters really just weren't there. But another pro that I just thought of, the ending was a good send-off of this movie, of the series, because they came out and said that this is the last of the series for film. So it was a good send-off. But ultimately, I'm going to give this a 2.5 out of 5. It's definitely the weakest, and how I would rank it is basically how they came out. 1, 2, and then The Hidden World. Come back next time for another review. This is my review for How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. This is Movie Fan Z signing off. Have a good night.